Hi, I'm Ann Dolan. Today we're talking about how to best help your child with homework. Let's discuss the fidgeter. The child who is very restless during homework has a hard time sustaining attention and is often up and out of his seat throughout the process. Kids fidget during homework time for a multitude of reasons. For younger kids, it's just age appropriate. They can't quite yet sustain focus for an extended period of time. However, other kids focus because they have underlying attentional issues. They may have attention deficit disorder, or even if they don't have a formal diagnosis, they may have symptoms in that they're restless, they have a hard time sitting still, and even when they're forced to sit quietly, they'll tap their pencil, move about their chair, wiggle, tap their foot, grab for other objects. And they do these things mainly because their bodies seek stimulation. It used to be we thought that kids that fidget just needed to be in a very quiet room and needed to sit still for an extended period of time, and if they could just do that, that they would be able to then focus and get their work done. But more and more research has shown that these kids actually need stimulation. So instead of the expectation of having them rigidly sit in one place for a long period of time, it's better if we give them that stimulation so that they can focus on other things in order to get their work done. There are many tools you can use to help the fidgeter. Probably the easiest thing to do is to give your child an object that they can hold on to while doing homework. And this will enable them to, instead of fidgeting, focus on squeezing the object while they work on homework. It gives them that sensory input they need to then focus on getting the work done. A fidget toy can be something like a stress ball, or it could be a wiki stick, or even a coffee stirrer that they can chew on or manipulate in their hands. Also, a lap pad is a great idea. A lap pad is a weighted pad that goes on the child's lap. It doesn't weigh them down heavily, but it does provide sensory input so that they can then focus on other aspects. Also, other fidget tools could be something as simple as two-sided tape with Velcro on one side. As a teacher, I always had kids in my class who were more interested in playing with the pencils and erasers in their desk than they were paying attention to me. So for those kids, even at homework time, putting something underneath their desk or under the table at which they do their homework will again give them that stimulation. They'll be able to touch that while they do their homework so that they're not going to be focused on getting up and moving around. They have that stimulation literally at their fingertips. For fidgety kids, they should be allowed to do homework in unconventional ways. It's okay for a fidgeter to stand up while doing homework, to sit on the floor, to lie on his back, or to even use a desk pad on his lap and sit on the couch when doing homework. Sometimes they respond better to doing homework in those ways than sitting rigidly at a table or in a chair. Rule of thumb is that kids can focus for about 10 to 20 minutes of time depending on their age. So a younger child in the primary grades, even a fidgeter, you may only get 10 minutes out of them of sustained focus. After that period and you see that they're losing interest, it's okay to give them a break. But again, use the timer. Let them run around outside. Let them shoot a couple hoops. But then they have to come back and get started again. Again, depending on the age, older students, generally middle and high school kids, should be able to sit for about a half hour and work continuously on their work. However, if they feel that they're restless, they can do a couple of things to help them get through the work. These kids often do better, instead of taking breaks at designated times, say every 20 minutes, to take a break after an assignment is done. That way, they're going to work harder to get through, say, their math assignment so that they can take a break when it's completed. As opposed to giving them 20 minutes on a timer, they may dawdle that time away, and even at the after the 20-minute period, may not even have a portion of their math assignment done. So for little kids, they can certainly work in incremental time blocks, but for older kids, the time needs to be broken up into assignments. Hopefully, the tips I shared with you will help decrease fidgeting during homework time. Next, we're going to be talking about the student who is emotional during homework.